Hey guys, so happy Saturday night. I am trying this again, and the lives just don't work out for me very well. We had some technical difficulties. I just don't want to get into it. But anyways, the videos I do much better, even though I did have to take notes. So you'll see me kind of flipping through a little bit because I tend to babble when I am in front of the camera. So yeah, you'll see me doing that. So I really wanted to talk about stress acne overall. We are all experiencing stress. To a certain extent, some more than others, and that really affects our skin and a lot of other things. The science behind it: stress basically triggers our cortisol level, which is our hormone level, our stress hormone, to rise up. So this causes like an overall imbalance in our body. And for women, for us specifically, this decreases our estrogen level. And when that decreases, it subsequently means that we have higher, amount of androgen. So when we have a higher amount of, or an abundance amount of androgen, it sends like messages or a message to our sebaceous glands, which is our oil gland, and it sends this message basically to produce more oil. So in turn, our pores are then, that's when our pores kind of freak out and, are super unhappy, and it will cause swelling, and it creates like an inflammatory response and on the skin. And one morning you'll just wake up and you'll have like a blemish or two or three just kind of just staring right back at you in the mirror. And it just kind of happens, and so I mean, there's things that I can tell you, like, ways to chill out. But for the most part, really, we just need to take comfort in knowing that this is temporary. This time of uncertainty is temporary. So your skin flare up, your skin breakout, that is temporary. So, just keep that in mind. Don't stress too much about it, or even more. We'll take care of it when you come in to see me. And there's, little tips and tricks that I'll share with you tonight that you can do at home. And also, in case y'all didn't know, I am doing virtual facial consultations and skin check-in. So if you are one that comes in every 2 weeks for your acne facials, get with me, text me, message me. We'll do a skin check-in. It's free. And just so I can kind of advise you to however way we need to adjust or treat what's going on with your skin right now. So just kind of side note. So anyways, besides stress, our skin also responds to other things like our sleep schedule being off. That also increases our cortisol level and causes it to freak out and stuff. So everybody's sleep schedule has been off lately, I'm pretty sure. My kids are sleeping late, waking up early, so yes. But I'm also guilty of that. I do find myself just lacking of sleep. So guilty of that. So that can also cause your skin to break out or dehydrate or just dry out or just kind of not be your normal. Also, being indoors. So being stuck indoors actually does affect our skin as well, because the air is different in the house. The humidity level is different. So definitely step outside, go for a walk, garden, whatever, Plus you need that vitamin D anyways. Lack of vitamin D is also another cause of breakouts too. So outdoors is very good for your skin, but make sure you wear your sunscreen. What else? Oh, increase in alcohol consumption. Guilty. I am a wine drinker, so definitely that causes issues with your skin too. So I mean, it can cause dryness, dehydration, puffiness, meaning just the texture of your skin is different. It's kind of rougher, and then your wrinkles look deeper, or you just look more wrinkly, I guess. I don't know, but I'm definitely guilty of that. But then also when you are dehydrated or dry, and if you're oily skin or acne prone, this can also cause breakouts or pimples or, just popping up. I honestly don't mind right now the 1 or 2 blemish or 3 popping up for my 1, 2, or 3 glasses of wine a night. Not a night, but every so often, whatever. But yeah, during these times especially. So that's another factor. It may not be like the main core of your actual breakouts, but it definitely doesn't help. So yeah, definitely alcohol consumption. Okay, so those are some factors of stress acne breakouts. And so now, what do we do about it? We're stuck at home. You can't come in to see me. You can't, or you're a regular esthetician, or some of y'all don't have the products or the right products at home to take care of it. So my recommendation, definitely if you are, you know, experiencing breakouts lately, or you're feeling more oily, double cleansing. So double cleansing has really been a good little tip that I was told to do. You know, I never thought about it before until like, no, maybe 2 years ago. But okay, so by double cleansing, I mean to cleanse. Makeup wipes are not the best thing. Depending on the makeup wipes, I guess. So it may cause more drying on the skin. And if you are using this as your main way to clean off your face, just the wipes itself, that's a big no-no. So you definitely, if you want to continue to use your makeup wipes, you want to use a cleanser, the appropriate cleanser for your skin afterwards to get a better, good deep cleanse. If you are wearing makeup daily, I highly recommend double cleansing. I like to use, I have all my products right next to me. Code of Harmony's Oil Cleanser. It's also called Oil Cleanser plus War Paint Remover. So I'm not a big like thick makeup wearer. Lately I have been putting on eyeshadow and more blush and stuff like that, or bronzer or whatever. But on a daily, I am using just the CC or BB cream with my sunscreen, and then concealer under my eyes because they're just like crazy puffy and dark. So what I like to do, I do it in the evening. I do the double cleansing in the evening. So I will basically... Ooh. So the Code of Harmony Oil Cleanser is an oil cleanser. So I'll show y'all. So it goes on dry skin, and you just massage it on, and you'll need a little bit more than that, especially if you do wear, you know, a lot of makeup. So you just rub it on, and then it's activated with water. So I have a little water here, and then you get it all wet. I don't know if it's going to show. I didn't put enough, but basically once you get it all wet, and it does kind of foam a little bit. So that's my first cleanse. It loosens everything on my skin if I'm wearing makeup and that kind of stuff. Even if I'm not wearing makeup at night, I still will double cleanse, just because if you've been outdoors, or, you know, just there's a lot of environmental factors too, I mean, around you that can just kind of sit on your skin that you want to make sure to cleanse off nightly. So I first do I first do the first cleanse with an oil cleanser, and then I use my regular cleanser, which is right now the Rhonda Allison Pumpkin Cleanser, which I've used forever. And this is more of a creamy texture, so that's about how much I use. And then with this, you can also, if you want to, if you are breaking out, or if you've done a lot and you're, you know, I don't know, if you're wearing a lot of makeup, you can use also like a skin cleansing device. Right now, I am, well, okay, so I love the silicone brushes that are out right now. These are much more gentler than the Clarisonic brushes, and it feels just much more softer on the skin. If you like that feeling, or if you're used to that brush feeling from the Clarisonics, this is a good way to switch, because this causes less damage than the Clarisonics. So I'm just not a huge fan of Clarisonics. I just have never been. I just feel like people tend to not use it properly, or not use it as how they're supposed to. And the bristle brush is just too aggressive on most skin. So I like that, but my go-to usually is my Skin Buddy. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of this. And this, I use after I pre-cleanse, I'll use the cleanser with the first mode for my deep exfoliation. So I love this for many other things besides cleansing. So, but that's what I use, or sometimes I'll go back and forth. Now, we can't all have the same toys, but I definitely, if you want like an all-in-one, I always recommend the My Skin Buddy, just because it does a lot more than just cleansing. I have a blanket because I'm so cold. But, okay, so double cleansing, exfoliate. So exfoliation is very important for when you are experiencing breakout, flare-ups, and that kind of breakouts and flare-ups, and you know, more blemishes than usual. So exfoliation, there's different forms that you can do. If you want to do a physical exfoliation, like a scrub, make sure to check your product ingredient list, and you know, make sure it's not like a synthetic like St. Ives. You guys stay away from that. So I'm just going to show you. This is a really good hydrating scrub, and this one is from Lemieux as well, and I'll show y'all. And it's just like super soft, but just enough grain, and I promise y'all, your skin will feel so smooth and look so bright after you use this. So it's just like that. So this is a physical scrub, and that I use a physical scrub whenever I am dry, which I probably shouldn't, you know, I should be using now because my skin is super dehydrated because I've been drinking wine almost every night. But I'm just saying. If you do have dry skin, you do want to use a physical scrub versus the chemical first to kind of slough off all that dead skin on the surface. Sometimes you may need to double exfoliate and do the physical scrub and then do like a chemical or enzyme exfoliation. So for my chemical scrub or chemical exfoliation, I like the pads, the exfoliating pads, and these have like either lactic acid, glycolic acid, salicylic acid. So there's different ones from Lemieux, and this one is the Vita C. Okay, and you know, I use one pad per use, and it covers basically my face, neck. Sometimes I'll use it on my hands, because especially like right now, everybody's hands are pretty dry. That you can use 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how your skin is. Same thing with the scrub. So you just use it as needed, as you feel like your skin needs it. Once you feel like your skin is under control again, then reduce the use so you don't over exfoliate. And then other than that, you can also use enzymes, which a lot of y'all have received these in your facial boxes. So my go-to is usually the skin brightening enzyme, which is really nice. It's kind of really minty. I also like the mint papaya. I don't know, I go back and forth with different enzymes. But if I am breaking out, I'll go with the skin brightening. It's a little bit stronger. And I'll use that, and I'll do a whole facial with it, basically. But that stays on for your, on your skin, and it like is basically a treatment. And then there's the cherry jubilee enzyme, and the cherry is really good for all skin type. And it really does. As soon as you like remove it after like 20 minutes, it's such a difference with how your skin feels and how your skin looks as far as the tone of it. So exfoliation, so that's what I recommend, 2 to 3 times a week if you're actively breaking out. If not, regularly, just once or twice if you're oily or dry. Another tip is drink plenty of water. Keep your skin hydrated, keep your body hydrated. As far as like moisturizers for oily skin, for my oily gals, I always recommend like a gel base moisturizer or hydrator. I like hyaluronic serums or hyaluronic based hydrators. And then for my dry skin gals, make sure you have your night cream and apply it on your skin at night, every night. And make sure you wash your face and go through all of that before applying it. Other than that, let me see. Oh, and you can also use a steamer. You can use that 2 to 3 times a week as well if you are oily or dry, because it just kind of adds a little bit of humidity, you know, into your skin, and plus it opens up the pores and kind of lets your products penetrate deeper. Let's see. Sorry, like I said, I have my notes because I'm trying to make sure I stay on track. Okay, so exfoliants we went through. Facial devices. So my go-to facial device right now, because I'm oily skin, I tend to get a lot of blackheads here. My nose, I probably have to use this device maybe once, twice a week sometimes. Especially, well, yeah, I'll go like months without using it and it's like crazy. Excuse me, hold on. I don't know how long we've been on already. But, so my go-to device right now is the Lemieux Skin Perfector. If y'all started to watch the video or the live last night, I demoed it on my daughter. I'm not doing it today, or I'm not doing it right now. I think I'm going to do a full double cleanse, deep cleanse, and then probably use this later. But this is a really good exfoliating extraction tool. Okay, and it works really well for blackheads and just kind of that uneven texture. This is my go-to lately, especially because we are just kind of stuck at home and we can't do any extractions and that kind of stuff. Of course, there's also the extractor tools. Be careful when y'all use this and cleaning out your pores. A lot of us will cause damage with it, so just be careful when y'all are trying to mess with your blemishes and pimples and that kind of stuff. I will share, if you have a tool you don't want to basically like slide down like that, like as if you are like painting or whatever or writing, you are really just pressing on the pore itself. So you can press and you'll see that it'll pop out. I mean, honestly, you can do that with your fingers too. I'm telling you guys, okay, don't pick, I'm not promoting picking at your face or anything like that, but if you must, which a lot of you will do anyways, even though I try to tell y'all to save it for me, sometimes we just can't keep our hands off. So what you want to do is basically never extract your face or pick at your face without cleaning it. Okay, do the full cleanse and everything, and make sure your hands are clean and your fingers are clean. Wrap it up with some kind of tissue or cover, and then you just basically want to pinch around. If you have a whitehead that's like you think is ready to pop, or just kind of just saying hello there, you know, just hello there, get me out. So sometimes all you need to do is stretch that skin around it, and sometimes it'll pop on its own without you even having to like scratch it or mess with it, so you don't do damage. Now when you do that, make sure you clean the area immediately as soon as that, as you do that. And by cleaning, just take a cloth, wash it, rinse it off with water, tone it, and then apply. You can do tea tree or, an acne spot treatment afterwards. So I just taught y'all how to extract. I'd rather you guys do it properly than coming in and, causing a lot of scars. Scars are really hard to treat. So, okay, so we went over that. That's really it, you guys. Wait, hold on. Oh, no, just kidding. I had another page. Okay, so if you are actively breaking out with, and you have inflamed acne and that kind of stuff, and you're having flare-ups right now due to, the stress or, the food that you're eating because we're stuck at home and all that stuff. Okay, so that you want to make sure that you have some type of spot treatment at home. So an alpha hydroxy acid or a beta hydroxy acid is my go-tos for spot treatments. Salicylics or benzoyl peroxide, sulfurs, sulfur masks, or sulfur spot treatments. That works well as well. That works well as well. Another thing is clay masks. Clay masks are really good. So this is, let me show y'all what I do have for. So my go-to is beta acid for salicylic, and this is really good for just the clogging or that uneven texture. It's pretty strong. I'll just do a spot and it kind of dries it out pretty fast. And then we also have the Face Reality, the acne meds, different percentage. And I do have the sulfur spot treatment for those hardcore like cystic type acne. And then you want to make sure to, well, like if you can't get a hold of like a mask, you want to use a clay mask if you have active acne. I love Lemieux's Icy Revitalizing Mask for this. It's an Amazonian white clay kaolin mask, I believe. So not only is it it absorbs oil, it has a lot of really good minerals and stuff, but it's also really cooling on the skin, so it's good for inflammation and all that stuff. And if you are like breaking out and dry, you want to use some kind of hydrating mask, but without being too thick, because you don't want to, clog your skin even more. So the hyaluronic shea mask is really nice too, because you can just apply a thin layer and you can even sleep with it on. Or I'm loving, I don't know about you guys, but this has also been in the facial boxes, the BioCell or the Moisture Infusion masks with Lemieux. I love, love, love. Ice rollers. Oh, okay, so I'm huge. Well, y'all know how I'm obsessed with my jade rollers. Those are really good for facial contouring, for my puffiness, product penetration. I keep it in my fridge, all that stuff. Love, love, love it. If you have acne, I highly recommend the facial ice rollers, especially if you have inflamed acne. So this is what you're gonna want to use after you like exfoliate, before you apply your spot treatment, and you're just basically gonna roll it. This stays in the freezer in a little baggie, and you just basically roll it over, just as much as you can stand. It is pretty cold. There is another piece where it's not that stainless steel, so it's not as cold. So you can, switch it over if you can't handle too much coldness. But that definitely helps with the inflamed acne or cystic acne, because it really reduces the inflammation. So that is my main tips for like active breakouts, and if you're currently experiencing the cystic or, the blemishes and all that right now. So, I mean, other than that, continue to practice like self-care. Do things like, yoga, or go for a walk, garden, read, do puzzles. My daughter's been obsessed with baking. I've been cooking more. What else? What do y'all do for self-care besides, facial stuff? Because, the self-care doesn't necessarily all mean like just taking care of your face. It's one of them, but you can do other things too, hot baths and that kind of stuff. I also like organizing and cleaning is like so calming to me. I don't know why, but it really is. So that's another thing that I do. So I mean, just do anything, take breaks, and especially like sometimes get off social media, turn off the TV, don't stop watching the news, and just take breaks, and just do something that makes you happy, do something that makes your soul happy. And yeah, that's really it, you guys. This actually went longer than I planned again, but I am going to get better at this, because I'm going to try to do this every week, I promise. So if there's anything that you guys want me to, like, a topic that y'all want me to talk about, comment below and let me know, or message me if you, and I'll definitely get to it for sure. I promise I'm going to make this a once a week thing, and I will get better at it. That's my goal, because well, there's nothing else to do right now. So, but yeah, definitely. I miss you guys so much, and I will see y'all soon. Y'all have a good night. Bye.